Here we are back at the NAS Gardens behind Abanujiag with Deb and Tanya. And we're going to take a little tour of the gardens and see what we can learn. Go ahead, Deb.
Hi, welcome back to NAS Gardens and our virtual gardening videos. So you've been with us as we planted. Remember the last time we planted green bean seeds? Look at, they popped up. They're growing good. We got broccolis and cauliflowers and cabbages, different peppers. Tanya planted the cucumbers, and we got our tomatoes going. As you can see, we need to do some weeding. We've weeded once. So then over here, Tanya, what did you plant in here?
What's this so far? I planted some sunflower seeds right here in the middle, right next to the asparagus. What do you have? Some green
These are
onions?
red onions
Red
here.
onions.
Yep. And then our rhubarb and our echinacea, which is a medicinal flower.
This rhubarb is huge.
Yeah, we've been picking some. If you want some, help yourself. Scott got all these beds repaired, raised up even higher than before. As I mentioned before, the SHIP grant gave us money for more dirt and pea gravel. Over here in this garden, we've got some pumpkins on this side and zucchini and yellow squash on that side. We've kind of left the centers open, hoping that the vines will grow in the middle instead of out. Put some of this little fencing around to help keep the vines in. Oh, speaking of fencing, Greg, I forgot to point out our rabbit fence on the other garden.
Do you have a problem with rabbits back here?
We do. Those wabus get into them and eat all of our nice veggies, our plants, before they get to grow up.
So this is their salad bar.
Exactly. So Linda Stevens helped me put that up. Oh, yep, so Tanya and I had planted all these. And then this is our beautiful garden with a nice permanent trellis on it. And we've got tobacco growing in here, so hopefully this fall we can dry it and it can be used in some ceremonial purposes. And we also have watermelons and cantaloupes. We got some pole beans around the edge, nasturtiums. We got some morning glories that are just popping up. Yeah. So,
Where's the tobacco plant? Where are the tobacco plants from?
the SHIP grant gave them to us, the seeds, and we started them from seed.
Okay.
And I don't know who gave them to her. I don't know if it was one of our elders or... We have several people here on the reservation that grow tobacco and
So what
harvest the
does
seeds.
SHIP stand for again?
I believe it's State Health Improvement Program or Project.
Okay.
A lot of small communities have that have allowed them to do community gardens, school gardens.
Well, you have done a lot of work here.
It has been a very busy spring and summer. I've had a lot of help with Tanya and Linda Stevens, Mary Paiwasit, and of course Scott doing all the repairs. Yeah, it's been a busy spring and summer, but I love the results.
So it's also been a very dry summer.
It
So-
has.
So how do you deal with watering all of this?
Good question, Greg. This is a wonderful opportunity to show our watering system here.
Oh my goodness, what are these things?
These are grapes. And a couple years ago, we had enough grapes that we made grape jelly for the kids at school. Do you remember that, guys? You got it with your toast and at lunch sometimes.
I can
Coming
see
out.
some. I
That's
can
cool.
see some little grapes growing right there.
Yep, look at, they're really coming on well.
If they start off green, do do they stay green or can they turn into like red grapes?
These will be the dark purple. Yep.
Wow, that's
Yep.
cool.
So they start out green, but they do change colors.
Nice.
So here's our watering setup. Public Works comes out every spring and opens up this fire hydrant for us. And we've got a timer on it, so I can stretch out the hoses and these watering sprinklers where I need them the most, and I put it on a timer, set it to go on automatically, let it run however long I time it, and it keeps our gardens nice and watered.
Awesome. How often have you been having to water?
I had them set for every day, but then we got some rain, so I've been letting them dry out for the weekend. But I need to put them back on today.
Because plants need water, but they also need to have air.
Air and nice dry or warm air.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? I'm going to correct myself on that one, Greg, because there's some plants that really like to grow in cooler climates.
Sure. Like the rhubarb.
Yes, and our broccoli would prefer to
Oh.
grow in colder climates.
Okay.
But tomatoes and peppers love it hot.
Yep. But they need the water, but they also need to dry out between, don't they?
Correct. Yes. And
Yeah.
some don't like to be watered from the top, which is ironic since that's nature's way.
Like tomatoes.
Tomatoes, yep. Pumpkins don't really care for it either.
Mm.
Big thing about tomatoes is they don't like the dirt splashing up under their leaves. So that's one thing we also have to do periodically during the summer is trim down those bottom leaves that start hanging down and touching the dirt to help prevent that splash up.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps move the air around too, because they like the air.
Yeah. This looks awesome. What a great
Thank you.
job.
Yeah.
What-
And Scott had trimmed down all the
Oh, look at
really
that.
low branches, so now it's easier for them to mow under them.
Yep, that looks nice. All the flowers are gone.
Yeah, they are.
How about the bees? You still seeing bees back here?
I'm not seeing too many because we don't really have anything blooming right now.
Right.
Some of our vines are getting flower blossoms on them, so hopefully we'll see the bees around.
When do you think you'll start harvesting things?
Oh, I don't think we'll get anything until probably mid to late July. We got a late start on the garden this
Mhm.
year, and whenever you transplant anything, it kind of puts it into shock.
Yes.
So it takes a little while for it to get back and start growing again. But things are looking really healthy, and like I said, we got some blossoms going, so
Well, good. Well, let's check back maybe on towards the harvest time then.
sounds like a plan.
Okay.
All right, be good.
Thank you.
Thank you.